Today there was another Russian strike on our gas infrastructure.
Our appeal to international partners is to help us with additional air defense.
There is not much time left before winter.
We have an invoice from a country at war. As winter approaches, Ukraine says it needs $877 million for emergency energy repairs and $2.3 billion to import gas from Europe. That's a total of $3 billion, which means President Volodymyr Zelensky will need to spend about $1 million every single hour from December through March just to keep his citizens warm. The winter is coming and survival just got a new price tag. I'm Ananya Dutta, you're watching Grey Zone. October has barely begun and Kyiv is already shivering in single-digit temperatures. The real winter only starts in December. Average temperatures range from -5 degrees to 0. Wind cuts across like a knife, and if cold is a threat, darkness is the enemy. So it makes cynical sense that Russia chooses to target Ukraine's energy grid around this time every single year.
Today there was another Russian strike on our gas infrastructure. Just ahead of the heating season, the Russians are seeking ways to do more harm to our people.
The war is entering its fourth winter. Early this morning, Ukraine cried over what it called the largest attack by Russia on its national energy grid. The attack, as intended, put out the lights and along with it all heating systems. Gas is essential during the often harsh winters in Ukraine, where households rely almost entirely on fuel for heating. No other humanitarian crisis in the world is happening in such a cold environment. And a handful of numbers will tell you that this winter might be the harshest for Ukraine. Russian strikes at Ukraine's energy infrastructure started in September this time, and it has already wiped out more than half of Ukraine's domestic natural gas production. Some complicated calculations later, we found out that to survive this winter, Ukraine will need roughly 4.4 billion cubic meters of gas till the end of March. That's the equivalent of nearly 20% of Ukraine's annual consumption. And to get that much gas, Kyiv needs to spend a whopping $2.3 billion. With the war raging, this looks like an impossible task. So President Volodymyr Zelensky is knocking on the Western doors. He has made some urgent appeals to his G7 partners to help repair the energy system and provide more air defense systems so that he can protect the remaining energy infrastructure.
Our appeal to international partners is to help us with additional air defense means so that we can preserve the energy system and get through the winter without any difficulties.
But Zelensky may not realize if Ukraine sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold. You see, Ukraine has traditionally exported gas to Europe. It isn't the source but acts like a bridge. Over the years, even in the last 3 years of the war, it has been delivering Russian fuel under a major transit contract. The contract meant that European Union homes remained warm and Kyiv and Moscow's pockets were full. Because of this deal, Russia spared attacking any of the gas pipelines. But that changed when this agreement expired on the first day of this year. So this winter will be the first time Europe will not get its gas and Ukraine will not get its money. So every time Russia bombards Ukraine's natural gas infrastructure, it is set to have a knock-on impact on Europe's energy market. Ukraine's increase in demand is expected to increase Europe's gas prices. It's directly related. And on top of that, Zelensky has just found out that the West is helping Russia. Let me repeat that. The West is helping Russia with missile and drone components.
Putin does not know how to fight without terror, and Russia would not have any missiles and most drones, and therefore significant damage to our energy sector, if Russia could not buy or otherwise import Western-made components for missiles and helicopters, as well as components and machines from South Korea, Japan, China, and Taiwan.
You see, it's not just Russia, though, weaponizing winters. Ukraine is playing by the same rulebook. It has also ramped up drone attacks on Russian oil refineries and facilities in recent weeks. Moscow gets a lot of revenue from energy exports, which then powers its war machine. In Russia, almost all energy export revenue comes from fossil fuels. And if we consider data till August this year, revenue stood at $609 million every single day. While we should point out that the figure has been dropping for the last 3 months. Whether it will rise or fall this winter, we will have to see. You see, one thing has been made clear by the Russia-Ukraine war, that wars don't always arrive with tanks and missiles. Sometimes they creep into your homes through pipelines, through blackouts, and through the freezing nights. Russia isn't the first to fight this way, and Ukraine certainly won't be the last. In a modern war, your living room can become a battlefield. So next time you see a war, think about that. I'm Ananya Dutta. You've been watching Grey Zone.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.